Hey, random ass fucking video. I'm gonna take a swig of my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, which actually isn't that bad, let me tell you. This soda right here, like this whole trend of zero sugar sodas, sort of filling the gap that diet soda never really completely filled, is amazing. I love this trend. I am 100% for it. Coke Zero, Diet Pepper Zero, I believe they have a flavor. Well, regular Diet Pepper isn't even that bad, but like Diet Mountain Dew was dog shit. It tasted like a completely different soda because I guess the sugar itself within the Mountain Dew was really what sold the flavor, and then the inconsistency between the concentration going from the original and then that one. I never even tried, the made with real sugar Mountain Dews, because I wasn't really too interested in that, other than having a somewhat interesting can look. But it probably didn't taste the same either. But the point is that Mountain Dew Zero Sugar is pretty good. It's like if I haven't had Mountain Dew in a couple weeks and I take a sip of this one, it would be almost indistinguishable. However, I would know because I've drank Mountain Dew for consistently for a number of years. So I mean, the discerning tongue will tell the truth. I guess I don't know. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about, dude. Um, I'm gonna pick a new anime. I just thought it would be kind of cool to go about my process of picking an anime because I was like looking through my folders and shit, and I was rambling to myself, and I'm like, you know what? It'd be kind of interesting to go through my process of picking a new show because sometimes I tend to overthink shit, and like I feel like I've talked about it before or I've gone on a rant about it, but I never actually like recorded it or processed it or whatever. Um, I don't know why I opened my calculator. So this is my anime list thing here. This is my text doc. Various shows that I've sort of um, honed in over the years. Like I have the main plan to watch on my anime list, but it's so massive and a total mess. Because what I used to do when I first was getting into Mal is that I would just add everything to my plan to watch, anything that I was remotely interesting. So it's really out of date, and I don't really go off it because there's like hundreds of shows on there. And let me just double check. But like Mal has no easily sortable. Well, I mean, it is if you mess with it, but it's not super intuitive. I have 701 shows on my plan to watch list. I remember when it was over 1,000, um, but I've just naturally gone through them. And plus, it isn't completely up to date because I also have a folder on my browser called Anime Torrent Queue, which are anime that I find kind of interesting that I might watch. So I add it and bookmark it there, so I will download it eventually. Not to mention on various private trackers, I have bookmarks of that there. So it just becomes kind of a mess. So if there's a show that I immediately think is cool and I want to watch it's moved to the higher priority list, which is right here. The even higher priority list is on my main to do document thing here. So I got shit here, and then I also made one for music, or not music, but movies, um, which just shows that like I plan to watch eventually, but like this isn't the end all be all. Because let me tell you, Danganronpa 3, Hope and Despair and Future, whatever the fuck, have been here since I finished Danganronpa 2, which was like 4 years, not maybe not 4 years ago, but I was still in university. I was like, dude, that was like in 2018. So this show has been on this document for at least 2 years, 3 years at least, I would say. 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2019, honestly. But I digress. So it's not necessarily like a total up to date thing. So I these are the ones that like I want to watch immediately, but I don't even like, think about these. I tend to go over here and then I sort them depending on the length of the show because I like to mix things up. I tend to like to watch the majority of like the meat and potatoes of my anime watching are the one core shows, between 11 and 13 episodes, so it can be plus or minus 2 either way, depending on if it's an OVA. Then there's some OVA, for example, where the hell is it? There's an OVA I have here that was not Nurse Nautical. Crap, where was it? I think it was on this page. However you say this, Menosine, Nemosine, no Musametachi, whatever. That one is like 6 episodes, but each episode is 45 minutes, so it technically is the same length as a one core anime. But generally speaking, this is where you know the magic happens, because there tend to be more 11 to 13 episode anime that I end up watching just naturally, and then just to carry over from when I was you know like a number fag, and I was worried about like stats and stuff. These are the quickest to blast through, so it's the easiest way to consume. And then I tend to find these the more uh, just easier, and they're a nice palate cleanser because maybe this it was not necessarily incorrect, but maybe uh, not the correct label to say that these are the meat and potatoes, because the real meat and potatoes of anime are the 20 plus episode, or the two core, which are generally 20 episodes to 26 episodes. This is when shit gets interesting, and you tend to have shows that are a bit more dense narratively, whereas the shows that are 11 to 13, or the one core shows, tend to be, at least like traditionally, um, a little bit lighter on story, though it's not necessarily always the case. But a lot of times, slice of life anime, especially like mid to late 2000s, early 2010s stuff, like slice of life, moe, cute girls doing cute things, largely tended to be one core anime. So it's a good place to look if you're looking for shows that you want to cleanse the palate of. And like if you've spent, like for example, I watched the first 3 parts of JoJo this month, and I think I watched another two core anime. I also finished watching Digimon Tamers, which was 51 odd episodes, I believe. Um, so like I tend to like watch a couple longer ones, and I'm like, okay, longer shows are fun, and they tend to be, I would say, on the whole, a little bit better, but they are a bit more of a time investment, even though it only takes me like 2 extra days to finish it. So like the average amount of time it takes me to finish a two core anime will tend to be about 4 to 5 days. 3 days if I'm feeling extra spicy, like if it's a weekend, or if like when I was going back through Initial D, and then watching some of those seasons. I forgot which one it was. Maybe like the fourth stage, I think, was a two core show. I finished that like in 2 days because it was just good. Or you know what I mean? Like it's just a show you can binge, so it's kind of variable, but it tends to be about 4 to 5 days, I would say. Whereas a one core show I could finish generally like in 2. If it's a terrible one core show, I'll stretch it out to maybe 3, occasionally 4 if it's actually that bad. Um, Maybe even 1 as well, but that generally just is if I'm rewatching something, because I tend to max out episodes about at 10, even on like weekends and stuff. Uh, just because like I end up wanting to do something else, or I just forget to continue watching it. But if it's a good show, I will get back to it, and I can easily blast through a show in a sitting. Um, but I think that's a bit much on the backstory. Just generally speaking, I like to balance things out, because you definitely feel a greater sense of accomplishment when you're finishing shows. And the best way to do this is to, mix and match shows together, blending different genres. And this is like if you're someone who's deep into anime, and I guess this can apply to many other mediums, but for me, what works is that like I try not to watch multiple things back to back. So like I'm not gonna watch a stretch of only moe anime back to back, which I have done in the past, but like I'm not gonna only watch moe anime for a month, let's say, because it probably won't happen. If I get really into it, it's easier to do like only moe as compared to something like only horror anime, because there's not that many, and horror anime tends to not be that good, generally speaking. Um, but I like to balance things out. Like I'll watch a couple, like maybe I was watching an action show. Maybe I'll watch another one if I was really feeling it, and then I'll watch a couple comedy, watch a slice of life, watch a drama, watch a Yuri, and then go back. Like I cycle in between, and then within those I try to watch, or at least save the two core shows for the weekend, because especially if it's a good two core show, I know I'll be able to sink some decent time into. On the weekend, I'll just be able to binge watch it, and then start watching it Friday. Maybe I'll finish it by Sunday afternoon. Otherwise, it carries over into Monday. And then throughout the week, I might watch like one or two odd one course shows interspersed with maybe like a movie, maybe like an OVA. I used to watch more movies like on the weekends, like on Friday and Saturday. I tried to do like OVA Friday, and I think I did it for like 3 weeks, and then I kind of gave up after I watched most of the good crazy ass 90s bloody schlocky, uh, like demon violence sex OVAs, like the Madhouse ones. I watched a couple of those, and then I watched one bad one, and then like after that, I kind of fell off that train. But I still try to watch OVAs because that's a lot of my anime tends to be TV, and I don't watch too many OVAs anymore. But like with movies, I felt like I watched like 90% of the good stuff at this point, and that's the thing with anime movies, and that's why I tend to like not recommend people to watch anime movies unless they're really good shit, because like people tend to watch them because it's a shorter time investment, but in all honesty, it's only a couple hours less than like watching a one core show or an OVA, and they tend to, kind of be sometimes be hit or miss. But there's definitely less of a market, just generally like by design, since movies are more expensive to create. But anyways, I digress. The point is, holy shit, I'm 11 minutes into this and I've just been rambling about absolutely nothing. The point of this is that I try to intersperse things. I just finished watching Hyako, which is kind of like a slice of life comedy with light drama, like maybe some light Yuri elements, not really. I was smelling them, but I wasn't, feasting or anything on some girl on girl action. But that wasn't really the reason why I watched it. But that's also besides the point. That's the show I've watched. I'm gonna pick something else to watch. Let's see what I got here on my list. So I also tend to like to watch a lot of shows based on mood. Let me take another sip of my gamer juice. Kind of like with music, I'm very mood driven when it comes to those things, and I like to, you know, depending on certain moods and certain weather, especially too. Like there will be certain types of shows that I watch when it's certain weather, certain times of the year. I'm probably gonna do an Amagami SS rewatch on Christmas, like I've done traditionally. I used to usually just watch the Kaoru arc, Tanamachi Kaoru, from Amagami SS, best girl. She's on the harem, the Pars Pion harem, let's say. But I would just watch her episode. It was just one disc on my Blu-ray collection, so I'll pop that in on Christmas Eve when everybody else goes to sleep. Watch that shit, hit the hay, and then that was my tradition. But I think this year I'm gonna rewatch the show to its entirety, simply because I just haven't done it in a while. But anyways, I got all the shit here, man. I got all the shit. Uh, Apparently 577 items, but more since it goes embedded, and some of these got second seasons. I wish there was a better way to sort this, but at the same time, I do like the alphabetical order. And the only reason I say that is because like I have to refer to this list here to discern whether or not I don't know, like Asu no Yoichi is a one core or a two core as an OVA. I obviously know that it's a one core because I watched the show maybe like a week ago, and the show was actually hilarious. It was really comfy, dude. It reminded me of the good old days. Same thing like with Umisho. Shout out to Hibi. He recommended me to watch that show like a year ago. I finally got around to watching it. Both of those shows, they give some of that like nostalgic vibes for like the very early 2010s, maybe late 2000s, like harem comedies when those were still around, and they hadn't died yet. They're still kind of around, but not the way I find endearing. But I guess that's besides the point. Most of these I already know. I have a couple shows saved here. I wanted to watch. I don't think I'm gonna watch an OVA, honestly. Fuck OVAs, because OVAs are weird. Because since they tend to be like almost a waste of time. Like I wanted to watch Alice in Cyberland because I know for a fact I'm gonna start second guessing, but it was written, or at least the script was written by Chiaki J. Konaka, and I've been on a kick of watching some of his shit at least recently. at least like trying to watch everything that he's done with anime. I've slowly been doing it. I've watched, I believe, most of his TV offerings, with the exception of shit. Which one was it? Shadowstar Narutaru. Um, I'm not gonna watch that though. I might still watch Arisa Good Luck just because I watched that Hazel video recently. Um, Inari Kon Kon Koi Iroha. A funny story about this. Alright, so I'm gonna pull it up on SoundCloud. And now I'm just going on a tangent. I'm just rambling. This is the video it's gonna be. Cause this is like the type of shit that goes through my mind when I'm picking a new show. I like immediately start overthinking it. And I'm like, dude, what even is a show anymore? And actually, let me mute this tab. Here we go. Here we go. The entire reason I know about this one fucking anime, besides the fact, I mean, I probably knew about it beforehand. Oh, fuck. There goes everything. But there's this song right here by Little Peep. I just shrunk everything, didn't I? Let me just reopen some stuff. So there's one song by Lil Peep that's rated pretty high on like Rate Your Music and shit. It's a single. And if you hover over this, it's the full image. And I did a reverse image shot search of this, and it's from this anime. Inari Iroha, or whatever the full title was. Inari Kon Kon Koi Iroha. Kon Kon is like the kitsune. I'm making the baby metal kitsune thing, finger thing in my hand right now. And obviously you can't see that. I might watch this show right now. The song I'm not a huge fan of. I used to fuck with Little Peep a lot, but it was like only 2 different tracks, and and one of them was Star Shopping, and I exclusively listened to them when I was finishing up high school, and I was around this time in 2017, right before he passed away, actually. But anyways, enough about Little Peep. Let's go back over here. I'm probably not going to watch that show, honestly. So right now I'm looking for ideally a slice of life or just something I can blast through before the weekend, because on the weekend I'm just going to watch something else probably. I don't want any, baggage from the week, so to speak. And it's also a little bit too early to start watching a 24 episode show because, I don't know, like I might be in a different mood in the weekend. So I'm just picking off what I'm feeling now, just living in the moment. Actually, this show is one I was kind of interested in. Araburu Kisetsu no Otome Domo yo. It's the one about the high school girls who are like discovering sex and stuff like that. Like they're really horny, I'm interested in that, just on the premise alone. So let's open that and save it there. Yeah, that one's another one-course show. I've got a couple of things here. I wanted to watch Brand New Animal, but like I am very how should I say it? Like I'm very hesitant to start Trigger anime simply because like the whole Imaishi, like I hate, okay, I'm just going to say it right now. I hate Imaishi. Generally speaking, the only show that he's done that I've enjoyed significantly is Space Patrol Luluko. Like I didn't like Kill la Kill. I did not like Gurren Lagann as much as a lot of other people did. I still think it was good, but I only enjoyed the parts after Simon grew up and they went to space, and then the crazy shit happened. But I think everybody likes that shit when they're throwing galaxies at each other and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just generally not a fan of that whole Trigger style. Like after everything post, I don't want to say that, like everything post the split between like Trigger and Gainax and stuff. And even then, I'm not a huge Gainax fag. Partially out of spite, because I used to know a lot of Gainax fags, and now I don't like to associate with them anymore. Let's see what else I got here. Bokusatsu Tenshi Dokura-chan. That show is it's a fucking trip. I know there's a second season of it, actually. Like There's 2 episodes or something. I even have it on DVD. I just haven't gotten around to it. And some of these, like, it's misleading. Like, I was kind of interested in Asobi ni Ikuyo because it's one of those shows I could just blast through probably. But I haven't downloaded. Watch Comic Girls. Comic Girls was fucking amazing. Um, Canvas 2. Where's Canvas 1? Oh, Canvas 1 was an OVA. Never mind. Fuck OVAs. Corrector Yui was the show I'm interested in. Like, when it was first started to be subbed, I saw that and I was like, dude, it looks like a Maho Shoujo anime with, like, tech shit. And it, like, but like tech shit as in, like, Cyber Chase. And that's gonna immediately date me and put me in the very specific age demographic. But if you know Cyber Chase, like, I thought Corrector Yui looked like Cyber Chase except with anime girls, and I was all for it. And speaking of Cyber Chase, Citrus. I want to watch Citrus unironically. And yes, that is a Chihiro rip. Chihiro is unironically a pretty decent subgroup. Like, some of their subs are absolute dog shit. Um, but generally speaking, they're fine. They're like a Walmart brand Doki sometimes, but um, I'm gonna put that on the second screen actually because I know this is an ecchi anime. Dude, I might just fucking watch this. This is like the type of dumb, fun shit that I like to watch. Dakara boku wa H ka dekinai, or so I can't play H. I might honestly watch that. I used to be way more autistic about, like, getting a very specific release of a show. And you saw here with this one, it was who the fuck did this? Some random ass Yudasuka or whatever. It's one of those, like, re-encoders, and I used to be really autistic about hating re-encode people because I'm like, dude, it's just a fucking worse encode. I can see the artifacting. Now I don't really care as much. Like, I still do to a certain extent care about the quality, but sometimes there'll be a show that I'm not super interested in watching, and it's a seasonal one especially, and I know it's one of those very fleeting, transient type of shows that I'll watch and immediately delete. So I'm not gonna waste my bandwidth nor disk space on it because it might honestly sit on this disk for years, like some of these other shows have. Um, so I would just end up downloading, like, the fucking Ember or Judas. I've been fucking with Ember lately. Like, their encodes are actually pretty decent, and they sometimes get the karaoke. So, like, sometimes I just watch on my fucking Linux laptop over there on a 720p screen. So it doesn't really matter all that much. At some point, I wanted to do an Elfen Lied rewatch, just because, like, I felt like I didn't give it a proper respect it deserved back when I first watched it. Like, I wasn't a huge fan, and I think it deserved a reassessment, but I just haven't gotten around to it, and I haven't been in the mood to since. Um, let's see what else is here. There was Drifters. It's the same guy who did Hellsing, but like I sometimes click on a show, scroll to a random episode, click a random moment, and see what's going on and see if I could vibe with it. And this one, I opened it up immediately to a comedy scene, and this guy cannot do comedy for shit. It's such a weird juxtaposition between everything else that he's trying to do, and I don't like that at all. I feel like there was something else I just missed. Should I just watch Frame Arms Girl, dude? Like, I've been meaning to watch the show for a while. And one guy in high school I knew used to be obsessed with this show. I might honestly just... I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember if he was obsessed with the show. I'm pretty sure he just cared about the figures, but whatever. I might just watch Fudokoi, honestly. It's that one show with the twins. It's just one of those, like, Bishoujo game adaptations. It's like, you kind of know what to expect, so I could probably blast through it, so I might just watch that instead. Did I ever download the second season? I did not. A second season of Freezing. Shit. Oh, there's Gamers. Dude, I dropped this show, and I downloaded it again specifically because I wanted to see how batshit crazy it was. Because sometimes I'll drop a show, and I'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, dude. I'm going to re-download it a couple years later, and I'm going to give it another shot. Because sometimes, like, you never know. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. Like, you never know if you'll watch a show again and you'll like it. And I'm pretty sure I watched this one. Because there's one called Gift and there's one called Wish, and I always mix those two up. Like, these fucking Bishoujo game adaptations, bro. What else is another one I haven't seen? The problem is I don't delete a lot of things. Maybe I should watch this. Oh no, it's a PA Works. Here's the thing, dude. Like, PA Works, I like the studio, generally speaking, but like all their characters look really stiff, and like the designs too. Like the backgrounds look fake. I don't know. It's something about the aesthetic. Like what bothers me a lot is their hands, arms and hands, and how their characters move like Figma. I'm not a huge fan. It looks kind of weird, dude. Like once I noticed it, I couldn't unsee it. Now I kind of need a piss. Okay, dude, this show right here, Hayore Nyaruko-chan, or Nyaruko-san, I should say. Hayore Nyaruko-san. This show is fucking insane, dude. I love it so much. Holy shit. Holy shit. Maybe I should rewatch this show. Dude, like, people who are like, no, dude, Nyaruko-san is terrible because it doesn't understand H.P. Lovecraft. Dude, fuck it, dude. This show is absolutely hilarious. Like, when I watched the first episode of the first season for the first time, I was legitimately in tears. Like, I had not seen anything that funny maybe since like maybe the last really funny time I listened to a Procrastinators podcast or something. Like, it's very rare that I laugh like that with like a piece of media, and this was it right here. And it was intentionally trying to make me laugh, and it worked. This type of comedy I fuck with heavily. I highly recommend this show. It's underrated as fuck. Like, if you want to watch something that's incredibly stupid, like the main character is absolutely retarded, but she's super endearing because of it. I love this show so much. I should rewatch it. It was one of those shows I watched at the very beginning of my Hiki arc when like everything shut down in 2020-ish. And like it immediately set a good a good mood for the entire Hiki arc, which continued long after that. Good shit, bro. That was amazing. Crap, what was I? I don't want to go too long because I need to take a piss too. 100. It's like the show that you've seen 100 of. Dude, I should just watch this. I downloaded this when I was really into. So there was a period of my life when I exclusively watched battle harems. You know what? Fuck it. I might watch this. It was the very beginning of 2018, like in February and March. I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna watch all the battle harems, because everybody else hated them, and I wanted to watch them, and I think it was like Trinity 7, I think. It wasn't Trinity Blood. That's another show, but Trinity 7 I hated. But like the other ones I watched were like actually pretty decent, but I think that was my mindset at the time. To be completely honest with you, I was more receptive to it at the sort of point in my life. That's what I was exclusively looking for those, and that's exactly what I was given. So, and there aren't honestly too many of them. Comfort, Kanojo ga furagu. How do you say that? Oraretara? Fuck. Can't pronounce it, not watching it. I wanted to watch that show. It's on the list, but fuck it, dude. Fuck it, man. A lot of shows. Kinito Mosaic. I haven't seen the second season. I don't know if I'll like it. I wasn't a huge fan of the first season either. And I don't like to pick up a show that I'm just going to drop. But it's still on my hard drive, and it's bothering me a little bit. But I think I could pick something better. Like, even between all these other ones, I think I'd be even more interested in those. Kokoro Toshokan. That's a comfy show, but I want something a little bit more upbeat. Crap. I almost lost my place, but luckily my mouse saved me. Love get choo choo choo. Mouse. Chew mouse. Speaking of mouse, there's mouse. Mouse. Chew mouse. Magikano, dude, fuck that show. I still have it here for some reason. I think okay, I was about to say I have the whole fucking DVD rip of that one. Like the legit like crap, what's it called? Like the DVD, like the raw like make MKV un encoded version of it. I had it at one point for some ungodly reason. Cause sometimes I just download random shit off Mal or not Mal off Nya. I don't know how far I want to get into this. Mariaholic, fuck, bro. Like this is what I get into. Like I start going down the list, and I'm like, I don't want to watch Phantom World, dude. Fuck that show. I'm not interested in that right now, and I don't remember what I had downloaded at some point. And it's not always the case that I have something in mind that I want to watch. I might just like go through here and scroll through the list and be like, let me just pick some random shit to watch. See where I... Oh, dude, is this the show I think it is? Dude, hype. It's this one. Dude, they don't make... This is what I was thinking. Dude, I might watch this show. They don't make... Actually, I'm going to save it. They don't make that many fucking incest anime anymore, dude. They got smart about it, unfortunately. They're like, oh, we don't do that stuff anymore. We never did. It's cringe now. But I miss that because I unironically liked the little sister romance anime. It's a dying breed for sure. It's one of those things that got unfortunately swept under the rug during the 2010s. I kind of covered that in my Sayakano ramble thing that ended up being way too long. How like anime attempted to like not overtly, but over time it sort of cleaned itself up, and that's why you don't see that many ecchi harems anymore. Like some of the last ones were like To Love Ru and stuff, and you don't see those that much anymore. Like one of the last, the two last biggest, maybe three, the three biggest ecchi harem shows that have happened in previous years, have all been isekai shows that at least from what I'm remembering. One of them was Peter Grill, which was actually good. The other one was it was the one revenge show. It wasn't Shield Bro. It was the other one, Redo of the Healer. That show was actually brilliant as well. Like unironically, Peter Grill was fun, dumb fun. Redo of the Healer was unironically brilliant. It was the downward 9-inch nails' downward spiral of anime. Please quote me. And then the other one was Isekai Reviewers, or which one was it? I think that's what it was called. I don't fucking remember. I haven't seen the show, but it was that one that like, people got all their panties in a twist about. And I'm not talking about Goblin Slayer either. Maybe I should watch Queen's Blade. Oh, maybe R15. Is this the one about the girl who's a smut light novel author or something like that? Oh yeah, I could get into this, dude. I'm just gonna watch this one. I think I found it. I'm just gonna watch R15. Let me just double check, because I think there was a show. This one might be it. That she was like, the main character was a sadist or something. R15 is a story about a boy, Akutagawa Taketo, who attends a school for geniuses, Inspiration Academy Private High School. Taketo is a genius novelist and writes erotica. Despite negative perceptions, I can't read, and I'm dyslexic, many people have of him, he aims to be the top of his class and be recognized as the world's greatest writer. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna watch this. Who's the seiyuu in this? Do I know any of these gals? She kind of looks familiar. Kumiko Ito. Dude, I don't fucking like when they reverse the names, because I don't even know anymore. Like, this is the correct Japanese order, but in my mind, I try to reverse them sometimes too. That's why I read the main character's name in the correct family name versus followed by given name. Um, who is the main girl? The main girl, the guy in pink is probably the main character, if you ask me. This gal is probably the main heroine. Wait, shit, no. The guy isn't even on the cover. Dude, that's based as fuck. You don't even put the main character on the cover. It's just all the girls. Dude, that's fucking based. Like even Data Live puts fucking what's his name on the face on the cover. I have the poster of it. That's why I keep remembering it. Maybe she's the main character, the main heroine. Let's say. What else is only one? That's really weird. It's very rare when you see something like that. Sometimes they're not even a Seiyu to begin with. This gal also did Anything That I Know, Didiko from Data Life, probably just a random ass lolly. Speaking of Data Life, dude, holy shit. None of the Data Life. Dude, you fucking Ariga Yui? Dude, there used to be a fucking Jav actress I followed. Way back, one of the first Jav actresses that I got into was Ariga Yui. Or Ariga Yua, I think was her name. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna watch this show. That's really weird. Of a coincidence. I did not look under this gal. Wait, it was another Seiyu who's only done one. That's really weird. You very rarely see something like that, and this is actually tripping me out. I'm gonna watch this show right now just because I'm curious about it. I'm assuming that these are Seiyu who were not strangers to the voice acting industry, like they voice acted in like movies and maybe novels, audio dramas, or they were pop singers or something. But it's very rare when you go on a page like this and you find a Seiyu and they've only done like one role or like one show. It's usually like they've done a lot of random ass little things, but they never had a breakout hit, which honestly makes me kind of sad. Like especially like when I see this gal right here, Kitaoka Chiharu. She's done. Oh, this is that one really hot girl from Kodowa Zombie Desu Ka. But like they just do a lot of supporting roles and they never really have their breakout hit. And when they do, like in the case of this show, R15, it's kind of relegated to like being a side show, I guess. And they never are able to really achieve their goal. And then you kind of see them fizzle out. Like this gal was doing stuff until like 2014 ish, and then kind of stopped being a Seiyu, and that kind of makes me sad whenever I'm like doing a deep dive on Seiyu stuff, and then I see like I said, like this girl right here, who maybe this was her breakout role to try to get into anime, and this it just wasn't it, and it could have been maybe another show that year, and she might have been the next like big Seiyu, but that wasn't the case. But anyways, this has gone on for 40 minutes. I think I'm gonna watch R15 now, if you'll excuse me. Um, Thank you for joining me for a weird ramble. That was actually kind of fun, not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna check this show out and see what happens. Hey guys, this is Pars from the future, just reporting in. I just finished the second episode of R15, and it was Kino as hell. Uh, I am glad I picked watching this show. I'm just laying in bed here, being really comfy and watching it, and it's great. It's uncensored. There are tits. It's funny. The all the girls are really cute and hot. The teacher is unreasonably smoking hot. Smoking sexy sex, bro. The show is good, actually. Um, like if you like this type of ecchi rom com harem type of show, from what I've seen, it's really fun and I'm enjoying myself.